Gamers! Our second stop on the Sir Musty course ranking world tour is Albert Boris, as she does, ranking every course in Mario Kart World. 38k views, yeah, hey, money, 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 money. Okay, Algorithm Boris said it again. So, I've recently done mine, and if there's two I'm interested in with every course ranking I'm going to watch, it's Boo Cinema and Coopertrue Beach. Let's see if Albert Boris is on the right side of history. Take it away.
I'm Albert.
How long after the release was this? 13th of June? Fucking 8 days? Algorithm. That's that. Algorithm Boris strikes again. Holy man, I can't be doing it. Should I just do this in the future, gamers? Should I just make Algo Slop? Should I just do that? That seems a lot more interesting. It would have been a day earlier when I slept in that day. Fucking Algo Boris, get out of here. All right, listen. Okay, you know, just for that. We're doing the Nathaniel Bandy thing again. AB charges list. All right, let's see how many charges we can rack up. All right, Boris, take it away.
Hey everyone, I'm Albert Boris. So, Mario Kart World has been out for
I would say an 8.2 out of 10 Albert Boris.
around a week now, and to say that I've been enjoying my time with it would be
It's a massive understatement.
lie.
Oh,
In
what?
fact, it would even be dishonest for me to say I like the game. No,
Oh, you love to get you're baiting me.
I've been loving it.
Okay, you nearly got me there. I thought Algorithm Boris was gonna be at it again. Okay.
Almost every second of it, in fact. Never did I imagine that I could have this much fun with a Mario Kart.
Same.
Like, I'm honestly kind of shocked at how much better this is than every other entrant.
True. That's what I'm saying. True.
And while I did expect
Like, now when I say I love Mario Kart, I'm telling the truth now, chat. Because before I was like, we love Mario Kart. I'm like, yeah, you can stay friends. Now I'm like, yeah, I fucking love Mario Kart. Yes.
my favorite one.
I actually do. I fucking love Mario Kart.
Car games I've ever played, and it seems a lot of people are feeling the same way.
Yes.
As a result, I suspect fans are long gonna debate which courses are the best in the game, and so today I wanted to chime in on that discussion and rank every single track from worst to best in Mario Kart World, based on their layouts, gimmicks, and to a lesser extent, atmosphere too. Going in, it seems that a lot of people were concerned about the track selection here, since there's only 30 as opposed to 96 and 8 deluxe, but now that we actually have the game, I think it's safe to say that they focused more on quality than quantity. Because oh my, are these some of the most technical and challenging tracks the series has to offer. However, I might have to set up some rules first, because what constitutes as an eligible race course for the ranking? After all, some tracks have multiple variants that are only
I think it's just going to be, what, 30 tracks, not the paperclip, obviously.
in specific cups, and other courses have dynamic elements that are minimized in Grand Prix, due to you only doing one lap on them there. So in the end, I decided that I'm only going to rank these courses based off how they are in versus mode,
Yeah,
just
fair.
because they usually offer the most balanced experience. So for Crown City, I'll combine the first 3 variants. For Shy Guy Bazaar, I'll just rank the main variant, although I'll still give my thoughts on the second route. And for Peach Stadium, actually, okay, I need to rant about that first variant anyway, so exception there. But yeah, with all that being said,
Oh my
I say,
god.
let's get started.
Oh my god, we're getting the rant gamers. We're getting the Peaches papercip rank. Oh my god.
Now. Wait, did Yoshi just mute toward the camera?
He did, didn't he? He literally hit you with a, hey, hang on.
Wait, did Yoshi just mute toward the camera?
I do say, good chap, your jawline is looking rather terrible compared to mine. Oh, okay, I'm guessing it's in G tier then, alright.
Can you believe it, guys? Well, neither can I. There is actually a course that is so bad that I had to invent a whole new tier just for this list, because
You mean Boris Shafrilis' tier? Because only he can do G tiers, obviously. That's how that works.
frankly, F tier doesn't describe its awfulness enough. Admittedly, going into the game, there were a handful of courses I presumed could take
It's not G tier, it's at least funny. It's not funny. Yeah, I remember, Alfonso, you're talking to, like, Mr. Funny. I like the weirdest shit. I like I like SNES BC2 because it's funny. P just played... I'm so upset I can't even fucking speak. I can't speak. I can't speak.
Meadows again for the third time, nor was I happy to see Mario Circuit 3 become the most recurring track in the series. But my god, do they have nothing on the absolute atrocity that is Peach Stadium in the Shell Cup. What the f*** happened
True.
here? So, you know how much I hate SNES Bowser Castle?
Okay. Racking up those charges already, eh, Boris?
2 or Vanilla Lake 1, well, at least they're tracks. For as unplayable as they are, at least they tried doing something. This is just a rectangle that takes around 30 seconds to beat. I don't even know what to say. The only redeeming part of it is that I guess it has some cars to avoid, but I mean, how do you even salvage this? It's honestly the worst Mario Kart course that I've ever played, and it seems like even Nintendo is aware of this, because in Versus mode, it doesn't even exist. You just play the Special Cup variant. But wait, you might think, maybe this track still works in the context of the Shell Cup. It doesn't.
No!
If anything, it just feels like a prologue to the actual Peach Stadium track, which actually it could have worked as, since it's literally just a left turn away after the finish line. But no, I guess we just couldn't have had it for some arbitrary reason. And it's even worse because this is the finale to the Shell.
True! I don't know. Again, whose idea was a paperclip as the finale? I don't get it. It's still better than Yoshi's Falls. It's not. I'd rather play Yoshi's Falls, I'll be honest with you. I'd rather play Yoshi Falls.
Cup. And in this game, it's not the beginner retro cup, it's the midway point of the entire selection. Imagine how epic the actual Peach Stadium track would have been as the ender, taking everything you've learned up until that
It's a stadium track. Where's the stadium? That's how you sound.
point. But whatever. You get the gist now. The fact that this is considered a course makes me so baffled that I have to put it in G tier. Do us all a favor, Nintendo, and fix the Shell Cup in a future updates.
True! I agree, therefore. Fucking... Two counts of slander. Two counts of slander. 2 counts of slander, gamers. Hey, don't you dare fucking laugh. Don't you dare fucking laugh. You know what, Boris? It's because you made it a week, that's why. You made it... Why are you booing her? She's right... No, boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Actually, genuinely disgusting behavior. Nah, don't you dare point it out. Hey, mods. Kill him. There is no KTB hate in Bossing Say. F tier? You couldn't like put it in D at least.
Anyways, when
If I hear SNES racism, I'm gonna add that as a charge, okay?
it comes to the worst actual racetrack, the answer wasn't really much of a surprise here either. Koopa Troopa Beach is one of the most boring and wasted ideas I've seen for a retro track ever. At first, when I heard the name of it, I thought it was going to be an updated remake of the NT.
Okay, the name is a bit confusing, I'll give you that. The name is a bit... it does annoy me. Why didn't you just call it Koopa Beach 2? But whatever.
4 track, which got me really excited at first, since I really enjoyed it.
Maybe just Koopa Beach.
Except for some reason, this is the name of the SNES version now. I mean, okay, sure. But you know what? Fine. At least it's gonna be a combined version of the 2 tracks, right? After all, there's no number in the title, and you can even see both of them on the map. So common sense.
Yeah, but like, KB1 is just like a circle. KB2 is like a circle. So what, you want to race in a circle and then go in circle? Like, just race in the proper circle, you know? KTB's fun, I like the atmosphere. Yes! Yes! There are no KTB haters in Bossing Say. Thank you, gamers, thank you.
Right?
No.
No, for some reason, it's just the second version, and it's just as underwhelming as you'd think it would be. The reason this track was good in Super Mario Kart was that despite just being a circle, it had a fun section where you needed to avoid the deep water, which made for a shockingly engaging track by that game standards. So why is it in a game where you can just drive over water? I'm not saying Koopa Beach 1 would have been much better, but since it didn't have...
In all fairness, if I'm going to play Defense Squad, Bo's gassing up one circle over the other. Okay, listen. If I'm going to give this track props, and you can't even fucking fault me. KTV is one of the few tracks with like active hazards. Are they much of a threat? Not really. But like, how many of the this game is lacking in like actual hazards, and this game has that hazards, and the music's a rave, and there's that Koopa Troopa balloon at the top, and he's up there raving. Guys, come on, it is not F tier. It is not F tier. You guys are just... I got a dolphin on this track there. Thank you. There are no KTB haters in Bossing Say, okay?
A section like that, why wasn't that the track chosen as a course instead? Especially since that one hasn't even been remade before. But wait, you might say, you do 5 laps on this course instead of 3, just like in Super Mario Kart. Isn't that super cool? No, it's not. It just means I have to waste even more time on this boring and empty circle.
I'm adding an extra charge. I'm adding an extra charge for that, okay? I hope you know I'm adding an extra charge, okay? I'm adding an extra charge. Only
occasionally avoiding cheaps. I don't care that the 5 laps are for legacy purposes. Sure, on the surface it's...
Okay, I'm at it. Oh, there we go, gamers. 1 count of minor spelling mistake. You. There we go. I imagine we're going to rack up those charges quite a bit.
It's a kind of cool reference, but I feel like Mario Circuit in the same game already does a way better job at celebrating the SNES legacy. This one, by comparison...
Okay, that's true. I do think it's a bit of a shame that in a game that already has a nice homage to the SNES, there's a second homage to the SNES, instead of just, you know, a Super Circuit track.
Is just awful in the present day. At least the remix is kinda rave, but music is not nearly enough to save a track.
Oh, come
and it's
on.
clearly only as chaotic as it is to hide how bland the rest of the course is. Somehow, that is not the most disappointing track, however. Say what you want about Koopa Beach, in the end, it's still...
Wait, what's worse than that? What's worse than that?
an SNES track that would have sucked either way. What should not have been so bad though, right next on the list, is Starview Peak.
Oh, god damn! Okay, that's crazy. That's crazy shit.
Don't let the name fool you. This is anything but peak. How do you possibly make a Mario
Starview mid as well. Hey, yo. One good charge of a crazy take, but I fuck with it. Stop. There we go.
Galaxy track that feels even more wasted than Rosalina's
In retrospect, I should have called it Starview Bleak. Okay, that would have been better. I would have added another good charge for that.
Ice World. Oh, I know, by combining it with the worst elements of Ice Ice Outpost and Singapore Speedway. At first, I thought I was maybe overreacting for putting this track so low, but honestly, I don't think I am. It's just a bunch of smooth and empty turns. The first stuff is just boring.
It's actually so crazy, isn't it? It's actually so great, bruv. I remember people were gassing this shit up. Even to this day, people in my chat are like, Starview Peak, Musty! Starview Peak! I'm like, bruv, I was not eating up this track's hype when I first played it, and even now I'm not eating it neither. You know, I don't get it, man. They were, no, they weren't. I'm serious. People are calling it Starview Peak, Ash Luma, you know what I mean? People are gassing that shit up when I first saw this. But nah, brother, nah. Replace the paperclip with the GBA track. Which one? It's literally just vibes. It actually is, bro.
With nothing going on them. There's one small drop, and one of the roads barely goes a little higher at some point, but otherwise it's basically just completely empty, and the rail grinding is completely detrimental, since it's usually on the outer road. And then the second half just feels like a glorified straightaway, with some dash rings and one measly ramp. It's like they took that rooftop section in Singapore Speedway, except extended it way beyond its welcome. It's such a nothing course with almost no substance at all. Is there anything good about this track?
Rosalina vibes?
Well, I guess the visuals are kinda nice, at least during nighttime. I mean, the water section certainly looks impressive, and the music is a bit enchanting, but none of it is memorable enough to leave much of an impression. On the whole, it's definitely more engaging than Koopa Beach, but
Listen, you better calm down, okay? You're in charge range, okay? Calm down.
At the same time, let's not pretend like that's an achievement.
Okay. You better calm down, okay?
Even if we just had some chill bullies on the road, like we do in the intermission fruit and the spiny rally, that alone would have made this track slightly more interesting, but as of now, it's just a wasted and uninteresting track that doesn't even make engaging use of the mechanics in the game. Starview Mid is more like it.
Shit.
That's the nicest name I came up for it.
Bruv. Oh, C tier. Oh, we're skipping the... So no D tier? Interesting. C tier for SNES Mario Circuit? A little harsh. I still think it's pretty... Like, I feel like people putting it in C, it's just a case of it's SNES Mario Circuit, therefore. I feel like it's literally just institutionalized racism, honestly. That's what I feel like it is. Because you're judging the track based on its previous iterations, which I think is... I don't think it's fair. If you ask me, I don't think that's fair. I think it's at least B, right? Or C+.
Fortunately, those are the only 2 to 3 courses that I find to be genuinely bad here. And because there are no mediocre tracks, we're gonna immediately jump over to the C tier, which is for the courses that aren't exactly good, but they're enjoyable enough, and nowhere near bad. Starting at number 28 with Boo Cinema.
Oh. Shit, we got baited? God damn. So even when Albert Boris made this a week after the game launched, still wasn't falling for the hype of Boo Cinema. Alright.
And here we have yet another example.
Also, yeah, you know, fair. Actually, fair. I'm gonna add another good charge. Gamers. Because it's my pet. You know my pet peeve, chat. You know my pet peeve. One good charge of not spoiling it with the music. I like it because it's just my pet peeve when people spoil it in the editing. I'm like, well, now I know what you're going to talk about. Like, you're hyping it as this cool reveal, but like you've already told me with your music. So, hey, nice.
Term being appropriated by a course name. Boo Cinema is not absolute cinema.
Shit.
It's boo. Okay, jokes aside, it's not that bad. To be honest, while it shares many of the same problems as Starview Peak does,
I mean, I would say it's low, but not that high neither. I think C's fair for it, honestly.
that the layout and design does not live up to the potential, it's nowhere near as disappointing. Already the
idea... I'm glad you showed this, Albert. I don't know what to do with this fucking grind rail. This bit pisses me off. Because I'm like, I've tried to like grind here, then immediately veer right, but then I just bump into this wall there. So then I take this one, and I'm like, what? Like, there's an opportunity to grind, and the optimal thing is to not use it. You explain that to me, liberals. Go on, explain it to me. Because every time I've taken this, you can't veer right. You can't veer left because you're just you're taking the wide turn for no reason. You can't veer right because you hit the wall.
Live up to the potential, it's nowhere.
And then what? You take the second one, and then what? Nothing.
Already, the idea of driving for a movie theater and on film rolls is a really unique concept for a racetrack, and the presentation does a fairly decent job at leaving an impression on you.
Yeah, it does.
The music is both dramatic, but also a bit whimsical, like you just stumble upon a bunch of boos trying to watch some movies. And I love how the screen actually counts down as you approach the movie section. And speaking of, oh my does that area look cool. The reason this track is at the bottom of the C tier though is that the layout isn't really anything that interesting.
Yeah, basically.
The cinema part itself doesn't really have many.
You play it once, you realize, oh, that's pretty good. You play it more, and it's like,
While the movie section...
Boost Cinemas, this game's Electrodrome. Okay, but Electrodrome had like vibes. And it had good racing, okay? And I could take the pink path instead of the... No, you're lying. It's nothing like it.
Itself is really fun to twist around on. I wish it was a little more than that. Plus, the rail grinding isn't as in-depth as in most other courses. It's still a fine track overall, but definitely one of the least engaging ones on the list. Well, congratulations, Mario Circuit, you narrowly avoided the bottom 3 on the ranking. To be honest, this is probably the most inoffensive track in the whole game, which kinda works in its favor. Admittedly, I wasn't really too excited at all about this track initially, since from the looks of it, it just seemed to be the same old SNES Mario Circuit tracks that we know and are tired of. But actually, it's kind of enjoyable.
Hey, fair! I agree, because like, I saw SNES Mario Circuit, and there is a part of me that goes, why? But like, you know what? Could have been worse, you know?
The fact that they combined the first 3 Mario Circuit tracks into one makes it noticeably more interesting than it ever was before, since it allows for more variety each of the 3 laps. By themselves, they would have all been boring, but together, it's a nice tribute to the roots of Mario Kart. You start off with Mario Circuit 1, which is a short warm-up, then go to 2 with its big jump, and then end off with 3, which is the hardest one.
Oh, I like that, yeah, and also it's nice that they used all 3 Mario Circuits, right?
Yeah, and there's also half-pipes surrounding each variant, which I definitely didn't expect, but hey, it's another element that makes it more engaging. Although, personally, if it were up to me, I'd replace Mario Circuit 2 with Remix Mario Circuit and Mario Circuit 3 with 4, since they do the same jobs but with way
There's no Mario Circuit 4.
More interesting layouts. Beyond that though,
It's
not
just
much
3.
else to say. It's a course that exists, and I don't hate it, even if it's weird to not have a Nitro Mario Circuit in the game because of it. Speaking of, however, right after, we have the game's opener track, Mario Bros. Circuit number 26.
You never really start off with your best track.
This is the course I probably have the least to say about. It's a decent enough starter course that introduces most of the game's new mechanics.
Would you say, Albert, that you never
mix in a way that's engaging? There's plenty of rail grinding sections, a short wall you can jump onto, as well as a path near the end, where you can opt for a glider. All of it is certainly more than what Mario Circuit does, and moreover, I also find the theme choice for this track to be very interesting. When I saw this track for the first time in the trailer, I thought it reminded me of Radiator Springs.
Oh, there is! That's a felony, gamers. That is a felony. If you guys don't know, that is a felony charge. That's a felony charge, gamers. There we go, gamers. There we go. Oh my god. Redder, spread. Sprang. There it is. Classic.
in the Cars movie.
There's nothing you can do, Matthew. No way.
But looking at it more deeply, I think the reason they put this track in a Mesa desert was as a reference to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, whose intro also takes place in one, and hence that...
Okay, do you know what? Fair. The charge is revoked. The charge is revoked. Do you know what? Fair. Fair.
That's also why it's the Mario Bros. Circuit. This is nothing that affects the ranking.
I paused too soon, gamers. I know. I paused too soon. Terrible. I am the worst reactor ever made. Charge revoked. Okay, charge revoked.
I just thought it was a nice bit of trivia. Okay, for the last C tier course, I can already smell how controversial this choice will
Acorn Heights?
be, but rounding out the OK tracks, we have Airship Fortress.
Oh! There is actually no shot. You're lying. You're just lying. That's a felony charge. Guys, that has to be a felony. That has to be a felony level charge, surely. There has to be. There's no other way around it. I'm gonna write. Okay, I'll see if your charges get wiped of lying. Because, like, as far as I'm concerned, if you're asking me, there is nothing that this track does so horribly compared to the DS where it goes in C. As far as I'm concerned, you're just lying. You might not think it says S or A or B. Fair. There is nothing that this track has done poorly enough where it goes from, like, one of the best in DS and 7 to, like, C in this game. Like, I don't get you. I don't get you. It uses rail grinding quite effectively. The turns are still really, really fun. It's one of the few tracks that actually have active hazards, which is, again, a rare sight in this game. So I don't know what you're talking about. But let's let her cook.
I wanted to love this course, but I can't. I understand that people have been clamoring for this track's return a long time, especially after it was supposedly snubbed from the Booster Course Pass, but playing it here, I'm not sure how to feel about this remake.
Well, you're supposed to feel, there are no bad feelings in Ba Sing Se. You're supposed to feel great about.
Guys, finally purple again, even if it's only at sunrise.
Purple.
And the fact that the track actually has a shortcut now is pretty nice, but why can't I cheese half the track without barely doing anything? So usually most of the courses in this game...
Hang on.
Why can't I cheese half the track without barely doing anything?
What? You're taking the slower... Ref! You're taking the slower path! You're literally going around the outside! What?
Get him off the field!
You're taking the slower...
That's just typical of what it is! Get him walking!
If that was the fastest path, I'd agree. You're taking the slower path! And besides, you have to, like, consciously jump towards it, so at least... and mods, we have to get rid of her. We have to kill her.
As a shortcut now is pretty nice.
You have to go. You have to go. Firing squad.
But why can't I cheese half the track without barely doing anything? So usually most of the courses in this game have a few rail grinding sections, which can be tricky to reach but incredibly rewarding once you do get to them, as they give you free speed boosts, in addition to guiding you automatically through a section.
Okay.
The reason it doesn't work on this track though is because you can literally just hop on a rail right after the starting line, and it's free real estate.
I think this is another case where you making this ranking really early kind of fucks with you, because one of the bad sides of rail grinding is that you're predictable. There's been multiple times personally where I have taken a rail grind spot and either I've been bumped off or someone's green shelled me, because you're very predictable. You're literally in a straight line. If someone throws a green on the same rail as you, you're cooked. So even though, and especially with how long and straight this one is I've had this happen to me, and I've done it to other people, where I've seen them take the rail with me. I had a nightmare and I just bumped them off. So I think this is a track that is a victim of the fact that you did this in a fucking week, Albert. You're supposed to wait! You're supposed to wait at least a little bit more!
Even jumping to the second rail to cut...
It's just too easy to get good at this one. Well, that's not the fucking course. Well, you're playing Mario Kart! What do you mean? It's always easy to get good at the course. Yeah, that rail specifically is one of the most dangerous in the game. Yeah, exactly. What do you mean? All of the course stuff, it's fucking... You want to play F-Zero? Hey, Albert, you want to play F-Zero with me sometime?
Cuts time
to... And there's the flower cup as well. No, that's another one. That's got... guys, we have to add it. We have to add a second... We're adding a second chart. Hey, top 10 on the leaderboard tomorrow, you're banned.
Little effort, because you just do it right when the track curves. Personally, I already thought Airship Fortress was a bit overrated from the start, since while I love the foreboding and dangerous theme of it, most of the sections are short and only barely scratch the surface of what they could be. And now that you can even just breeze past most of it, it makes it even more underwhelming and easy. Why? Is it to justify its place in the Flower Cup? Yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, and the remix sounds like a tragic circus now.
That's okay. That's a third. That is actually a third. That is actually is it the music? The music? That is referee. Ref.
Hey, have a fucking word with him then, ref!
Again, another A. Guess what happened? This is what happens when you rank a video 1 week after the game comes out. You haven't had a chance to properly listen to the music, so you haven't had a chance to like really marry it. Because yeah, guess what, chat? At first, I wasn't that big on the new Airship Fortress remix. But guess what? I listened to it a bit more, and it grew on me. Because that's what happened, especially with music. You're very susceptible to that music, especially. With music, hearing something new is like, either you're going to love it right away, or you're going to hate it. So you got to let it marinate. You got to let it marinate. Come on, and after letting it marinate, well, the call and response part of the theme being missing is a tragic shame. I think the string melody that it makes up for, especially when you time it with the cannon shot, is phenomenal. So I would say it is a nice side grade.
Or well, okay, on the whole it's fine, but that specific section, yeah, it almost makes me uncontrollable.
New Albert Boris face unlocked. And what, for this new face unlocked for this part? Perfect face to throw tomatoes at. Perfect face to throw tomatoes at. Unbelievable. Okay, in all fairness, though, I would say the weakest part of the music is that bit you played, but I wouldn't say that part is bad.
The track itself is still decent, and as much as it cheapens the course out, rail grinding is still inherently satisfying, but even after all this time, DS Mario Circuit in the Booster Pass still has the better remake. Maybe it wasn't so...
She's racking up charges. Holy shit.
so bad we got that after all.
Oh, remember, guys, we're barely halfway through the fucking video, man.
Anyways, with that though, that's all of the simply just okay courses out of the way. From this point on, we move on to the B tier, which is for the courses that are actually really good, and I don't mind at all playing on. Starting with the slightly better DS retro this game, DK Pass. This one is just relaxing.
Remember guys, this becomes a jump scare video when you realize we still haven't seen Desert Hills. Where the fuck is Desert Hills, Albert?
And inoffensive. I thought the original one was already pretty cool, having you drive through a soothing mountain pass, and this one largely stays the same, trying to just enhance it with world's new mechanics. Albeit with a fun twist, because in this version, it's also been partly turned into a ski resort, a bit similar to DK's Snowboard Cross, and while on one hand, it makes me wonder why they didn't just bring that track back, I feel like this new spin on DK Pass makes it a bit more unique than just another mountain course, so I don't mind. Overall, pretty cool track.
I don't know, I kind of like the old theming a bit better, but yeah, sure.
Even if some of the rail grinding is detrimental, and I wish the snowmen weren't removed. Also, why did they make this out of bounds area look like a shortcut?
Okay, you know, I have to add another good charge for that. Yeah, that fucking ramp that I hate.
Ah, whatever. So, one of the coolest Mario Kart 7 nighters in my opinion has got to be Wario's Galleon. It's not a course I often see people talking about, but I always thought it was one of the coolest and most unique ideas ever for a stage, having you drive through a half-submerged battleship. So, why did they bring it back to a game that doesn't have underwater driving? I mean, it certainly still works.
I would like to say this one's a bit more of a victim of maybe haven't played it enough. But then again, it's in B. Maybe because like Wario's Galleon is probably like the hardest to rank, I would say. Because it's just such a different track compared to its contemporary, you know? But,
works. They just
I won't give you a charge for it though.
But it does kind of hurt the track, because not only were some areas removed as a result, but I'm not the biggest fan of how driving on the water works in this game.
Again, another classic one of didn't play enough. Because while I would say overwater driving, I'm not particularly enamored, but I do like it better than I did in week one. which is why I didn't make a tier list on week 1, because I knew it would have been whack.
More slippery than usual, and while it's usually satisfying to trick off of waves in the water, the game is kinda picky about what it considers to be a wave, no matter how small it is. So sometimes when I think I'll trick, I just end up hopping.
Again, another case of you didn't play the game enough, because yeah, at the beginning, I had that problem as well, in that I didn't know when I could find a wave, but guess what, guys, 2 months in, I know where the waves are.
It just feels really awkward to me. It's not that I dislike
Maybe you should wait a bit longer instead of fucking farming money, eh, Albert? Maybe you should wait a bit fucking longer, eh, Albert? Because the video suffers, eh, Albert?
the water, I just don't like it either. However, the reason I still think this is a pretty good course is that it's also one of the more technical tracks, with lots of hidden areas and split paths to find, if you're good with wall jumping, which makes it engaging in other ways.
That is a pretty nice path, I will give you that.
Even if this specific rail is kind of finicky to get up on. But yeah, overall, it's good.
Time to take your normal pills. No, do you know what? No, fuck you, Matthew. Do you know what? Next game that comes out, day 1 review, day 1 retrospective, day 2 review, day 2 retrospective, patch updates, front running, bagging. That's what I'm gonna do next game. I don't care.
From one Wario track, we immediately go to the other. This time with Wario Stadium, the final N64 track to ever be remade for the first time.
B for Wario Stadium, a little lower than I'd like, but.
And they took out half the layouts. But actually, unlike when it happened to Sky Garden, this time it's marginally more acceptable and understandable.
I love it.
The original track,
I had thought that the smaller size would make me not like it, but I love it as far as I'm concerned. I love this Wario Stadium. It's so good.
It was a little too long, and considering you only do 1 lap in Grand Prix, it was probably the smartest option. Even if I kinda wish versus mode maybe had a full layout still, and was just shortened to 2 laps, but in either case, it still has its core intact, being a gauntlet of different ramps and bumps to trick off from. It's got what it needs to have, including an even more epic big jump now.
A big jump?
The only real loss, I'd say, was Wario's face not being plastered across the wall.
True, honestly
but
true.
I suppose I can live without it. And at the same time, being able to not only jump onto them, but also grind on top of the walls is a super satisfying trade-off. It's still only in B tier though, because admittedly, the layout also gets a bit repetitive and samey at times, but hey, it's still a pretty massive glow-up. Now,
I would say, I don't necessarily disagree. I just think the grinding and the trickery on this map is just so much fun. The more I play it, the more I love Wario Stadium, even though it is relatively simple. So, fair.
Acorn Heights is a course which I'm surprised I didn't put near the top of my list.
Yeah, because it's green and you just fucking love green, huh? Yeah, I love Acorn Heights.
When I first saw gameplay for it back in April, I thought it seemed like one of the most ambitious tracks in the game, with all the split roads and elements it had. But playing it now, I may have overrated it. It's certainly still a really
Classic.
good. Right off the bat, it starts off pretty insane.
Classic. Oh, you mean as in you had high expectations for something and set an impossible bar only for it to be disappointed? Wow, classic. Oh, classic Nintendo fan. Classic. I can't believe this.
From the treetop. And the following section right after is incredibly engaging, with lots of beanstalks to climb up and the platforms to jump up onto. Where the track does kind of lose me though is the final section.
There's not enough acorns, is there? Because that's my big issue with this. Like, if the final bit had like maybe double the acorn rate, I would love it. This would be like maybe even an S tier track, because I think every bit of this track is interesting enough. It's just the last bit is a bit. No.
Having 4 different roads to pick from sounds cool on the surface, but they all play the same and are kind of boring and straightforward. And while an acorn will roll down onto one of them, it's very easily avoidable. Plus the left roads are slower than the right ones. So yeah, while it is a really good track overall, it could definitely be better, and while I love forest themes, that's usually when they're realistic. This one's aesthetic feels too much like I'm in a fairy tale, which I'm not too big of a fan of. Next,
Oh, the Nintendo fan doesn't like being a fairy tale. Wow, never would have predicted that. Your whole life's a fairy tale. You cover fairy tale baby games, Albert. What's going on?
Oasis is probably the Mario Kart World track of all time. Remember when we saw it in the trailer and thought we'd be racing alongside zebras and other animals?
Yeah, then he just ripped it. Who was it? Who was it that I fucking dunked on? Who was it? But Musty, the game doesn't promise you any animals. I don't know who that was, but I'm going to retroactively chug dunk you again.
Yeah, that was just the
dumbass decision. Dumbest decision they ever made, honestly.
It still does deliver. And while it offers a pretty average experience by this game's standards, keep in mind that the standards are really high. It feels almost like a way more engaging version of Riverside Park, except with way more verticality, split roads, and a savannah aesthetic. Overall, it's just a really exciting river safari that makes fun use of Mario Kart World's gameplay, and so it deserves its own share of love too.
Yeah, that's alright.
Key Spaceport at number
Not high enough.
19. This was definitely one of the tracks.
Not high enough, Albert. Not high enough.
Most caught my attention upon
not high enough.
Based off of the original arcade Donkey Kong game. and playing it in person, it works surprisingly well. It's the first of the game's many sectional tracks on
the more I play this, the more I love it. Honestly, I love Spaceball. It's so cool.
list, and the way it works is that each rising
You
level
think there should be a charge? I'll pull it.
is kind of its own lap, slowly rising in difficulty. First, you're just trying to avoid barrels rolling toward you. Next, you're avoiding barrels that go sideways. And after that, you're trying to stay up on top, before jumping between walls, and finally, you must get past the Robo DK himself. The whole journey almost feels like a boss battle, giving it the depth unlike any other track. But at the same time, it's also a bit generic at the same time. All of the sections...
Personally, the thing is though, again, it's a bit weird that like you had this in a versus race content. I do think it's a bit unfortunate that I suppose you're not supposed to, but like if you're gonna rank a Mario Kart game, something that generally people tend to play a lot with friends, I feel like you should also play it, well, obviously with the AI, of course, because I think that's just more consistent. But also I think you have to weigh in the experience you have playing it with people too. Because again, ultimately it's a multiplayer game. People are going to play with people, you know? So, and while DK Spaceball, I would say, yeah, maybe it's relatively plain when you play it with AI. I would say I think the simpler tracks definitely bode better in a online race, like local multiplayer sense, because you let the chaos of the game kind of take reign, which is, I think, Mario Kart World's strongest asset. So I think these tracks fare a bit better in that regard. I mean, on top of this game, this track having an amazing theming and lovely escalation, I feel like it's one of those things where the chaos of the game kind of lends to it a bit more. So I wonder if Albert's considered that. I wonder if anyone's really considered that. I hope more people have considered that, because I feel like that's another element you kind of have to consider. Like, how is it in a multiplayer sense too, not just in I playing the race with AI, therefore. And I'm not just saying that because you put KDC below. I didn't say any of that because you put KDC. I didn't say any of that. All right, I didn't know at all. Any like track that's a giant tribute. Arcade Donkey with the throwing barrels, and it's worse than Desert Flats. You got yell at Albert. Don't yell at me, yell at Albert.
By themselves are fairly straightforward and basic, and while they work decently well together, I still think it bears mentioning that gameplay-wise, it's nothing that special when compared to the multitude of other courses in the game, even if it's still good. At number 18, Bowser's Castle.
It's got to be. Gamers, it actually has to be. It actually has to be. Gamers, it has to be. An additional gamers, it's an additional charge. It's an additional charge. There's just no charge. You're lying. You're actually like hey, we disagree, and then you're lying, Albert. You're lying. It's one of the best stages to ever do it in the series, not even just the game.
Castle is probably the track that left me the most conflicted on how I should feel.
How? You go blue now. That's the track's attack. What do you mean?
Upon playing it the first time. Because it's both overwhelming, but also kind of underwhelming at the same time.
How does that work? Explain, please.
It's insanely chaotic, with tons of sharp turns everywhere,
yes,
as well as an intense thunderstorm ravaging.
Yes.
And I love how fast it feels to drive on it, forcing you to be really careful and agile. But at the same time, the layout isn't that interesting.
No.
It feels more like just a visual spectacle, without...
No. You're doing multiple turns at once, taking into account whether you could go as near as possible because of the Podo Boos. No.
Anything really happening on the road. I mean, heck, the big Bowser statue doesn't even do anything. It just looms over the castle. And
it's just a really cool visual. But then when you go back around, it's a double hazard explazard.
I find the lack of thwomps to be very disturbing.
No.
However, just like with Faraway Oasis, it's nowhere near close to a bad layout. And it certainly does the job, hence why it shall...
This is the final section where the fluent platforms reminds me of the weaker parts of Sunshine Airport as they feel unorganically implemented. No.
Close off the beat here for me.
That's how I feel about your placement. Actually disgusting behavior.
And with that, we're all...
And we haven't seen Moo Moo Meadows yet. I just realized the music. We haven't seen. Oh, hang on. We haven't seen Desert Hills. We haven't seen Moo Moo Meadows. What is happening right now? What is happening, gamers?
We're already all of the way to the A tier, and we're not even halfway done with the ranking. If this doesn't go to show how amazing this track selection is, I don't know what does.
Well, the track selection is amazing, but your takes are crazy.
I already thought the B tier courses were pretty technical.
Wait, is that Moo Moo Meadows I'm hearing?
You can't actually be serious to put
True!
Dude, you spoiled it, Bertrol. But yeah, as insane as this might sound, but opening up the E tier, I'm actually gonna put Moo Moo Meadows at number 17.
Okay, so you guys voted that DK Spaceport will in fact be an extra charge, so I will add it right now. But also, gamers, I need to know. I need to know, chat. For my own sake, I need to know. My KTB take or Albert's Moo Moo take? Who's worse? Who's worse, gamers? We need to know. I need to figure out. I'm just figuring out. I just want to figure out, chat. I just want to figure out. I just want to figure it out. Okay, I just want to figure it out.
And I'm as shocked as all of you are. I did not look forward to seeing this track again, since we just had it in 8 Deluxe, but honestly, I almost actually cried upon playing it here for the first time.
Jesus Christ! What for? All of that for Moo Meadows? All of that for Moo Meadows? Yeah.
It is
10 more years, gamers. 10 more years.
So beautiful. Playing it in Grand Prix, the dawning sunrise gave it an almost nostalgic touch, and the remix is somehow even more.
I want to be honest. It looked better in 8 Deluxe. Am I crazy for saying that? I like the scorching sunset in 8 Deluxe. Way better. Not way better, but like I would say somewhat better.
It's an emotional than it was in 8 Deluxe. And actually, the layout isn't as uninteresting as I thought it would be. It's still Moo Moo Meadows, so pretty basic, but the road actually feels a bit more narrow at times, making the cows a bigger hazard. And the general terrain feels hillier too, allowing you to pull off more tricks.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit more, I suppose.
Shortcut on the opposite side of the glider, allowing for more opportunities. Really, I don't have any issues at all with this track. It's just a pleasant ride overall, and if it was more ambitious, it could potentially be even higher. And this isn't even the biggest guilty pleasure on the list. There's a
listen, I'm just saying, Albert, that the people disagree. The people think this is by a notable margin as well. It's not even close, chat. It's not even close.
Another one coming up ahead soon. But before that, at number 16, we have Peach Stadium. This time the actual thing. And oh my, does it give the name of Peach Stadium so much more justice than this bullcrap. This is another track that I wasn't
A is a little higher than I would, but fair enough.
too excited for initially, due to the aesthetic just looking like a generic mix between Mario Kart Stadium and Royal Raceway. And yeah, playing it now, it still doesn't look too unique. But where it does shine is the presentation and layouts. Basically, imagine if Mario Kart Stadium, instead of being a tutorial track, was the second to last course of the Special Cup. That's pretty much what this is, being an ultimate test of skills that takes everything you've learned for a final challenge before Rainbow Road.
I just don't feel like it goes far enough, if you ask me. Like, this bit where the road gets skinny is cool, and some of the coolest shortcuts you can take are nice. I just don't think it goes far. Firstly, I don't feel like it goes far enough into the, like, tight difficulty front. But then secondly, where's the stadium? It's a stadium track. Where's the stadium, you know?
Turns are really narrow, the soundtrack is incredibly
It just doesn't do enough, you know? Even you say the soundtrack's incredible, even I think the music's not that enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, the music's just not enough. It's good.
Split roadways along the way too. I love how challenging it all is, and it really makes you feel good for coming such a long way. In fact, I almost feel bad for not putting it any higher, but hey, the standards are getting high now. And other tracks are simply just more interesting visually, while also being technical.
Japan.
Okay, this is the guilty pleasure I was talking about.
Desert
Opening
Hills.
up the top 15 is Desert Hills. This was the first course I ended up playing in this game, due to not wanting to be basic and doing the Mushroom Cup first, and oh man did it solidify my entire opinion on the game going forward. At first, it seems like it might be worse than the original. All of the Super Mario Bros. 3 references are gone, and a lot of the insane shortcuts seem to have been nerfed. But you know what's better than Super Mario Bros. 3? Super Mario Land. Or well, at least to me. It's true that it's an
Oh no. She's been bing wahooed. She's been bing wahooed, chat. Oh no. Gamers, we are gathered here today to mark the scrimblofication of Albert Lily Boris. No.
an arcade game, but oh my did I love how it's
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I like that they referenced it more than the reference. Does that make sense? I don't know if anyone feels the same way I do. I like that. I'm like, oh, it's neat that they referenced Mario Land. Well, anyway, I feel that's how I feel about like. Actually, no, it's not about it. I think that them referencing Mario Land in Remix 10 in Super Mario Bros. Run was more of a moment than them referencing it Daisy Hills was. Daisy Hills? Desert Hills was. I don't know if that's crazy to say, but when I heard a mix of the underground theme from Mario Land 1 in Remix 10, I'm like, oh, you know, I like that a bit more. That's what I would say.
Themes and enemies were completely different from other Mario adventures, especially Toko Toko and Batidon, the Easter Island heads. And the reason I'm bringing them up is because after 39 years, they finally make a reappearance in this track. Batidon's jump around the big open area now, which by the way has crazy fun sand dunes to trick off of now, and as the race goes on, more and more Toko Tokos start running around the starting area. Not only is it a dynamic change that makes the race interesting, but I just f***ing love how goofy they look when running around like Forrest Gump. They're so adorable and so funny that I don't even have the words to describe how hyperfixated I am with them.
Yeah, she's been scrimblified, gamers. She's been scrimblified. Is that one charge of scrimblification? I love Albert, but this is bleak. This might be a charge of scrimblification. We might have been scrimblified.
Yeah, and there's also
like, at least when like Choco Island scrimblified me, at least like I love the new take on the track. Like the new take on the track is very interesting. It's no longer this isolated mountainside, but it's like rocking area where the charging chucks like to hang out, you know?
Glider shortcut at the end. But yeah, I f***ing love Desert Hills now.
Okay, mind the sensor beep there, Albert.
And I can't believe I ever said that. Like Moo Moo Meadows, it's just another simple and pleasant track without any deep-seated issues. And that's all there really is to say about it.
I think you've been scrimblified. The scrimble allegations have happened, gamers. It's happened. Whistle Stop
Next, at number 14, we have Whistle Stop Summit.
I fuck with this. I fuck with this.
This is one of the tracks that most benefits from the gameplay mechanics introduced in Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
Basically, imagine if Mare Mountain and Calamar Desert had a baby. That's kind of what this course is, having a race around the mountain with a train track going along with it. Oh, and you can grind on those tracks and alternate between so many lanes.
It's neat, isn't it?
It's actually
I like
unbelievable how satisfying it is. And the fact that you also have to be careful and avoid the train adds an element of risk versus reward too. On the whole, it's one of the tracks I'm most shocked by how engaging it is. Seriously, if this same course was in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it would be infinitely more boring with how much more shallow its gameplay is.
I thought you were going to say if this track was like in a higher cup, it would have been way better, which I wish it was, honestly. That way the train could be more of a threat, maybe there'd be even more grinding chicanery.
Alright, so do you guys want to hear a secret? Or well, okay, it's not really a secret, but...
I don't want to hear it. I want off your wild ride, Albert, I'll be real with you, if I'm being honest.
Here goes. I love the city tracks in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass.
Of course you do, Albert. By your takes, it's a fucking normal take.
I know they're pretty hated for notoriously changing up each lap, but I personally always...
For notoriously No, people hate them because they're fucking real-life cities. People don't hate them because they changed... What? One odd statement to say. No one... Isn't that what people... No! No, seriously, chat, help me. As far as I'm concerned, people hate them because they had to adhere to a real-life city, they couldn't be as interesting. Like, it was literally, real world isn't as interesting as Mario World, you know? Which I kind of agree. I'm like, yeah, like, it's true. Like, as much as those city tracks are, some of them are kind of nice, yeah, just, they can't be as interesting because they have to reference a real-life city. But it's so fun to try... You're talking to Mario... Again, just to clarify, Albert, you're also talking to me. I'm a bit traveled as well. You know, I've been to a couple of places in the EU. I've been to the US. But yeah, if you're telling me what I like, even Singapore, take Singapore Speedway, which is my favorite city track. Would I take a Singapore would I take a Singapore City over a fucking Whistle Stop Summit? No. No. And remember, I think Singapore got an S, and like Whistle Stop is like not even an S. I'm still taking a Whistle Stop over a Singapore every time. Every time. Like, I would happily take an A-tier Mario track over an S-tier city track. I'd happily take a B-tier Mario track over an A-tier city track. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it goes for most of us, I'd rather say. If they're just bland theming-wise. It's not because of the lap-changing gimmick. If I'm to speak to everyone, and I'm sure you will agree, yeah, the lap-changing gimmick was really fun. I love the lap-changing gimmick. But... Strange. Yeah, I'm gonna add a charge for that because that's literally a take where you've lied. I'd definitely take a B tier city over an A tier normal track. Yeah, I think that definitely has to. Yeah, I think that definitely has to go in. I think that definitely has to go in. me when I lie in the Surmusty stream. Anyway, continue, Albert.
The course pass. I know they're pretty hated for notoriously changing up each lap, but I personally always loved that detail, since it allowed for each lap to stay fresh and distinct, while still being set in a smaller area. And oh my, would you look at that! We have one of those here too, in the form of Crown City at number 13, and it might just be one of the best tracks of this archetype.
I don't think I'd say that. I think Crown City just doesn't do enough. For me, it just doesn't do enough.
Either this or Madrid Drive. Admittedly, if you play this track in Grand Prix, it's nothing that special. Both the Mushroom and Shell Cups contain this track, but because of how you only do one lap, they sadly only get to show off one variant each. And while they're still very good on their own, the real masterpiece is in Versus mode, which combines 3 separate layouts into one journey. The first lap, taken from the Shell Cup, is already pretty cool, kicking you off with a split path, tight alleyways, and then a stairway followed by a half pipe. Then the second lap from the Mushroom Cup has you driving up the city onto a construction field hovering
Which is like, I would say, the only interesting lap. The other two are just
above, before epically gliding across the city.
epically. Oh, I bet that Nathaniel Bandy lingo, yeah? Epic style. Now it's easy to say skibbity toilet.
And then the final lap, which goes unused in Grand Prix, has you drifting along the soothing coastal streets. And on the whole, all of this is just a really beautiful combination. And actually, there's even a fourth variant that's not even used in Versus mode, where you get to go to the beach. Honestly, I just love how much depth this one track has. It really feels like an actual city you could live in, as much as it's also an organic racetrack. With that said, however, musically, nothing compares to the absolute banger that is Cheap Cheap Falls at number 12.
I'd personally say musically, Crown City is better, but Cheap Cheap Falls is the better racetrack. I agree.
Holy crap,
This one is
has
good.
got to be the course of my favorite music tune in the game. I never...
The place... Did we say... Okay, hang on. I might add a charge of Place Japan, but not yet. We'll see how it goes.
would have expected Japanese flutes and electric
Maybe.
guitars to blend together so well, but they did, and it makes for a surprisingly catchy and epic theme. And the track itself is pretty kick-ass too. The Japanese autumn aesthetic
Maybe.
is a hugely pleasant delight, and the layout is incredibly thrilling, taking you up a mountain and then plunging down a waterfall, tricking off rocks and cliffs. It's so unbelievably energetic.
Can we get one more
And unlike
Japanese,
in
though?
Wario's Galleon, where the water level is usually flat and unchanging, you're constantly bouncing around here, going from waterfall to waterfall, allowing you to trick off of the waves much more easily. I guess if I had to come up with some complaints though, it's that the camera angle does get a bit wonky when you're in the falls. Not so much that it
Sometimes,
makes it
but yeah.
unplayable, but enough
agree,
that it
yeah.
becomes somewhat awkward to turn at times, especially with how sharp the corners.
On occasion, but yeah, I don't think it's enough to affect my ranking personally. Yeah.
However, it's a minor complaint, and
Yeah.
in the end, this track still secures a spot in the A tier. I love it. And we're only gonna continue to get better. At number 11, we have the definitive version of Sky High
Game, okay. Keep your nose clean, okay?
Sunday, the only course technically returning from 8 Deluxe. Personally, while I never hated the Booster Course Pass version, it was definitely a track that left me underwhelmed, due to how simplistic and seemingly rushed out the track felt. And after playing this track in World, I immediately understood why it was. This was never supposed to be in 8 Deluxe, it was always intended
So guys, I'm a simple man, chat. I see someone glazing Sky Asunder. I will be there every day of the week.
to be a new course for this game. Remember
love
those
this track.
rails that you could just clip right through?
You can grind
in this
them on
game,
them
they
now.
actually make sense to exist because
That's
of
what
rail
I
grinding.
said.
It makes such a massive difference. And in fact, the entire track is pretty much centered around them, putting them on every split path there is. It's so much more engaging than I ever thought it could be. And in fact, looking at it more deeply, I'm pretty sure they only rushed out a version of it for the Booster Course Pass is because they realized Pipeline wasn't gonna work with its physics. But they still wanted a new track each wave, and this was what we got instead. I mean, you can even wall jump off of the final turn now, what else do I need to add?
I
The
love
only
that
reason
sound.
this track is not an S tier is because the layout is an oval. And while it's still
I got it. Wait.
amazing in spite of that, it still makes it somewhat straightforward.
I might have to.
Although honestly, I feel bad for even coming up with a problem. It's great.
Okay, do you know what? Fair.
And I'll leave it at that.
If anything, I'd give you a charge of boring analysis. Oh, it's an oval, therefore. But you know what, fair. The peak. Good lord.
Man, with all
There's no way Peach Beach is up here. Again, gamers, the ultimate why you shouldn't make a video after just 1 week, or even not even a week. This is a week later. She probably played it like twice.
it just entered the top 10, and we've already reached the best of the best.
Peach Beach is not
Courses
S.
which have so
There's no
little
way.
flaws, they might as well be almost perfect. And opening up the home stretch, we have Salty Speedway, which takes you through the lovely streets and canals of a Venice-inspired town.
Again, S is crazy, but this probably reminds Albert of the one time she went to Italy, and I'm like, oh, okay, oh, all right. The only thing probably is ranking hasn't aged well is the numbers 10 to 5 should be an 8. Wow, it's almost as if you should not make the video after playing each track once, eh, Albert?
It's gorgeous, it's relaxing,
Wow.
what's there not to love about it from the get-go? And oh my, is it technical. Remember that clip from the trailer where Birdo was pulling that insane wall
That clip
grind
was
combo?
cool.
Well, it's just as fun to do it in the game.
Yeah, true.
There's even more technicality than that in this track. The reason this track is only at the bottom of the S tier though is that, well, outside of that, it's a little more basic than the other tracks in here. You mostly
It's the water bit. The water, like, if the whole track was based off, like, the first section, I'd be like, yeah, amazing. But the water. Driving on shallow, non-moving water is just, like, it's a death knell for your track, I'm afraid.
just cruise along this canal. And as I've said in the past, water physics aren't exactly for me,
Yeah,
but that
true.
obviously doesn't make it a bad track. It's just that
I think it does make it a bad track. If the final third of your track is just water, driving on very shallow water, at least Galleon and Fools do something interesting with it. Like, you can't be an S if, like, half your track is boring water, I'm sorry. Or, like, a third, not half.
when other tracks have even more theme variety, while also being just as technical, it simply had to take a lower spot. And even despite my feelings for water, it still obviously serves an important purpose in this track, so I don't really think it's an issue.
Yeah, but they could also done something in. But, like, again, I don't really buy that, Albert, because you've seen tracks where they do interesting things with the water. I think that's my issue, is that, like, I would give this track props for fitting the water with the theming, but you can make water fit with the theming and be fun to race on. Cheap Cheap Fools and Warriors, Galleon. So there's literally no excuse for Speedway having, like, very shallow, uninteresting water, you know? So it can't be an S. Hi, because I do like it, but I just don't think it can be S.
Next, Chaco Mountain gets my favorite number 9 spot. Never in a
Choco Mountain in S is crazy, but I'm going to be honest, I kind of fuck with it. I kind of fuck with it a little bit.
million years
Successfully downloaded downloadable content as well.
would I have imagined that we'd already get this course back so soon, since we already
I
have
suppose Soy Sauce is definitely one track I may have overread. Wow! It's almost as... I'm not going to let you live that down, Albert, okay? Listen, I'm not saying everyone has to take 2 months like I am, but at least like 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks. That's all I'm saying. That's all I ask. Not one. And remember, this is 1 week between upload. I'm guessing you only played each track like twice. You know?
it in the Boosty Course Pass. But actually, the changes made to it make it more than worth it. Unlike previous iterations, this time it's been industrialized by a gang of charging chucks, attempting to extract the chocolate from it. And honestly, it actually feels kind of badass to drive on.
Yeah, it's pretty
the
nice.
Hard Rock remix gives it a much more epic atmosphere.
See, you guys, look. See, Albert admits she only played it once or twice. You see that? Crazy, Albert. Crazy that you'd admit that live. Honestly, crazy.
There are so many charging chucks everywhere, running back and forth and tossing hand eggs. The fact that their animations and behavior
Hand eggs, all them out, hand eggs.
is directly inspired by their Super Mario World appearances is such a cool reference, and on
Reference,
the whole,
therefore.
it's just beautiful to see how far this course has come since the N64 days. And to think that it's become one of the most remade tracks in the series now, it's honestly kind of deserving with how much it's improved every time.
Is it one of the most remade tracks in the series? N64 original. Then it was what? DS, 8, this, Tour. I'm guessing. Tied with MC3. Real? Tour. Oh shit. Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
Time. Alright, so at number 8, this one might be controversial, depending on how
It's Peach Beach, isn't it?
people in general feel about it so far, but truth be told, if there's one track I'm not quite sure on what merits to rank it on, it would have to be this game's new Rainbow Road. Because on one hand, it has got to be one of the most cinematic
I kind of get this because, like, even though I put Rainbow Road quite high, I definitely understand why people put it low. I still, the spectacle still wins me over personally, so I put it in a high spot. But if people were only putting this in B, I'd be like, yeah, I kind of get you.
and beautiful Mario Kart courses ever made. I don't think there's ever been a track that filled me
It's literally just the N64 RR problem again. Like, do you value the spectacle or do you want a bit more difficulty? Like, I value the I love the spectacle. So, because I love N64 Rainbow Road, so my placement was very predictable. But yeah, I get it.
As many emotions as this one did. Because for starters, it's a 5-minute long section track, and each of the 4 laps are filled with pure joy, challenge, and cinema. Or well, okay, it's not that hard, but whatever. It almost feels like a celebration of the whole Mario Kart series, taking on bits from each of the previous Rainbow Roads but blending it together for a final hurrah. The first lap is really wavy with lots of tight turns and split roads. The second lap has you drifting along a crystallized landscape before taking on more split roads. The third lap has you visiting a space station, and unlike the one in 8, it actually feels fully realized in its potential and even plays like a Super Mario Galaxy stage. And then finally,
yeah, I love the. I don't think I mentioned that in my ranking, which I might add a voice line to edit that in. Yeah, I love the like rotating thing. I'm stealing that in my ranking. But yeah, I love the like whole rotation aspect. It feels like you're going round and round and round. I always like that. And yes, it reminds me of Galaxy now that you mentioned it.
The last lap, you glide back down to Earth, while a train containing some of the new game's NPCs zooms past you.
The train is just so
all of it
charming.
Is enough to make a grown man.
The train is actually
the amount of passion put into
true.
it is unmatched. But let's also not get too biased. As much as I love it, it's also for being a visual spectacle.
It's a bit too easy.
Gameplay-wise, it's definitely not bad, not at all, but is it also anything that special? It's neither particularly challenging, nor does it really make use of the new mechanics introduced.
It does make you go blue, but it's a shame there's just not enough rails
in this game. Peach Stadium, by comparison, felt like a far bigger celebration of your skills. And while I understand that this is more so just supposed to be a reward, hence why it's more straightforward, it does lead me to believe that it's a little unfair to put it any higher than this. It's beautiful, but deep down, it's also just a way better take on what N64 Rainbow Road tried to do. Oh yeah, and plus it's 5 minutes long, meaning it will probably get a bit boring in the future, but still, judging it as it is, it's still an epic journey.
Yeah, I could definitely see this, like, when I come back in a year, thinking this alright isn't as high. I can't see this one being, like, super boring to me. I just can't see that happening. I can see it maybe not being as nice, you know, but not I don't think this one's gonna get boring. N64 RR didn't bore me neither, and I fucking love that one still. I was more in the trenches of Mario Kart Wii's Rainbow Road, so this new one doesn't deliver on the difficulty I was expecting, but it's not mediocre. Yeah, I'm always yearning. Like for me, you haven't lived until you've played SNES Rainbow Road the original. Do you know what I mean? Like when you play that, like you're made of tough stuff, you know.
Now, Dandelion Depths at number...
If I hear Mario Odyssey, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm coming to your house. I'm taking the Eurostar. I'm coming to mainland Europe, bro. I'm coming.
7, though, is probably the course that I feel the most hyper-fixated on. Either this one or Desert Hills. When I first saw screenshots of this track, I was like, hold up. Is this Steam Gardens? No joke.
Fucking. Is this what going 8 years without a mainline Mario, 3D Mario happens to you people? You fucking people. Go play God of War, man. Go play a different game. That's a charge. That's a charge. Is that no? That's a regular, not felony. On charge of God of War. That's probably my favorite charge. There we go. One charge of God of War. Ooh, my Odyssey. My Odyssey game is my Odyssey. You see? Oh, Wind Kingdom is so good. It is good, but play a different game.
Aesthetically, it felt like it was taken right out of the Wooded Kingdom of Super Mario Odyssey. And as a huge fan of not only that game, but especially that kingdom, it filled me up with so much joy. Back in my video where I predicted the tracks for this game, I talked about how literally anything was possible for this course, as back in April we had nothing to go by except its icon, and to see that Nintendo surprised me in the best way possible makes me so happy. That said, gameplay-wise though, Dandelion Depths doesn't seem that intriguing at first.
It's Margarita Pizza, isn't that right, chat?
At a quick glance, it seems like a pretty mediocre track with just some smooth turns, an open area,
Margarita
and then a hill
Pizza.
right back up to the finish line. But I assure you, it's...
But mostly Margarita Pizza is amazing. Listen, hey, don't come to my house, okay? Don't come to my house.
way more than that. Because it's also...
I'm taking the phone off you if you order Margarita Pizza.
Right off the bat, the starting area practically begs you to get up on the walls, to show you that there will be plenty of secret pathways in this course. And then it gets even more insane once you get to the Dandelion Cave, where you have pools of water descending down like a staircase. It's already satisfying how you can use the big drops to trick off of the waves.
I just wish the Dandelion should have done so. It should have been touch fuzzy, get dizzy, right, guys? If you touch the Dandelions, you get all like, whoa. It should have been straight from Yoshi's Island. How cool would it... Seriously, how cool would that have been, chat? If you touch the fuzzies, you get dizzy. How cool would that be, man? It'd just be a cool game. It wouldn't, not even as like a reference, but it'd just be a cool game mechanic. Like if the dandelions actually did some shit, you know?
But
They're like evil burger dandelions. I don't know.
Use them to jump toward the wall to reach some insanely far away platforms. It's super hard to pull off, but super rewarding once you do. Although honestly, even just going down normally is decently fun too. Overall though, I wouldn't be surprised if this track grows even more on me in the future. It's just that I also think that it's still a bit too simple to be higher. At number 6, we have Dino Jungle.
I fuck with it. I fuck with Dino S. Maybe a little too high for me. I fuck with it though. I fuck with it.
This is probably the track that was most hurt by only being one lap in Grand Prix. Because playing it in versus mode with 3 laps, it's arguably the most dynamic of the non-section courses. Already, it's probably one of the most impressive retro tracks from the get-go.
Do you know what I also love about this? It's the fucking remix, man. The remix of DDJ is fucking brilliant, man. I love this remix.
Historic jungle into Jurassic
It's so
Park style
good,
research
man.
lab. And honestly, it works shockingly well. It manages to keep the core intact, while still adding a new spin to it with plenty of new sections. Oh yeah, and remember when the original track only had one measly Noshi dinosaur? Well, now there's several of them, and each lap they move around. First lap, you just have a couple of Triceratops around.
And then the second one is the second one, isn't it?
Second lap, a Noshi walks around the jungle.
What? It's the third one, isn't it?
Out of the lap.
Yeah,
And then
breaks
for the
it.
final
That's
lap,
the coolest
he's
one.
wreaking havoc all over the place. It's a super engaging element that's unfortunately missed out on in Grand Prix.
Wait, so you mean there's like some sort of animals on the racetrack? Wow, what a weird concept, right? What a weird concept for the thing your track is based on to be on the track. Weird. Weird, right?
Instead, they just sort of blend together everything at once. And while it still works, it definitely doesn't feel as special as here. To be honest, the only reason this track is not in the top 5 is because the middle bridge, which was really tough to stay on originally, has now just been turned into a cheesable rail grind section.
I noticed that too. I don't think I referenced this in my one, mainly because they kind of got rid of it in 7 as well. So I kind of always knew that if this was to come back, they'd make it easier. I always just kind of knew that, so I can't really say I'm too disappointed. I think the cave short I'm a bit disappointed by, because in both versions of the track, at least original and 7, the cave was kind of a bit of a, jump. It was like kind of, you drop if you failed this cut, right? Whereas this is not the case now. So yeah, this they kind of ruined it, yeah.
Although it's pretty trivial.
It was in 7, but it wasn't as thrilling. Like, try to do the shortcut in DD and then try to do it in 7. It's night and day. It's night and day, guys, be real.
Putting up the top 5, we have a retro track that's...
Yeah, fuck, this is a lie. Yeah, me when I lie. Me when I lie, gamers. Me when I lie. Me when I lie. Crazy.
And somehow even
Hang on.
more dramatically changed though. Peach Beach. How the hell did it take such an average course and make it one of the most interesting tracks in the game? By giving it a...
Yeah, it's interesting the first time. But that's when you play it more and you're like, damn, this shit okay.
Tor arrow gimmick, of course. Admittedly, the first lap does kinda suck.
Kinda? It's fucking dead, Albert. It was found dead in Detroit at 2 in the morning. The whole fun of the first lap, the whole fun of each beach is the tide stuff. There's different interactions that happen depending on the tide. You can, if it's high tide, but you're in the back and you have items, you can cut through. Maybe get
whole charm of the course initially was that you had to be careful with
That's
the
what
rising
I'm
tides,
saying!
So that you wouldn't be slowed down. But now that you,
But now you do nothing!
Nothing!
Good day, sir! No, less catchquacks! Less hazards! Nothing!
Down close to D tier. But then lap 2 suddenly has you driving into town, going up and tricking off stairways and rooftops, completely changing the gameplay. Now the course is a perfect use of the technical mechanics of the game, and lap 3
and it has the Crown City issue where lap 2 is the only fun lap, unfortunately.
Gets more hectic. As
I like lap 3, the way it starts. You got flanked either side, but then guess what happens? Guess what happens, guys?
Narrow alleyway with
Say it with me.
Opportunities to jump between walls. It's such a wonderful progression, which ultimately makes for one of the most shockingly
Shit, okay, I didn't know you could get up here. That's actually pretty sick.
engaging tracks in the game. Although the fact that the course is still in S tier might seem a bit unfair, considering how much I just slandered the first lap. But if you just see it as a small piece of the puzzle...
Oh, hang on. Hey, what about the hey! Abba Baristamus! What about the... You're not going to talk about the final lap? You're going to skip the final lap? The whole boring-ass overwater driving? No nonsense?
It becomes much less offensive when it's just a warm-up for the true show. And considering how much I love when tracks change up each lap, I have no problems about putting it so high. Honestly, after seeing...
Oh, we're not going to talk about it, no? We're not going to talk about it.
Calamari Desert, Peach Gardens, and now this track, I wish more courses would change up mid-race like this, as it just makes them more interesting on the whole. And it's no different here. However, at number 4, now...
we just skipped, gamers, ha, tee. Oh, do you mean the most boring, egregious part of the track? No, tee, I forgot, I'm just a city little woman, that's what you are. Unbelievable, that's another charge. Actually, a new charge, gamers, new charge. 1 felony charge of lying by omission. There we go. To be honest, no, the water doesn't bring it down the track. The good stuff is enough to compensate. What, the second lap? The second lap? That's it? You literally just said the first lap is a neutered version of the original. So what, literally 1 lap? 1 lap, Albert? Like, mathematically, that makes no sense. Literally, it makes no sense. You literally admit, the same as me, that the first lap is a neutered version of Peach Beach. So is the first lap literally enough to take it to, what was it again?
Is it just...
Lap 1 takes the 5th. Beats on 24 other tracks. 24. 24 other tracks. Or 25. But the tall arrow gimmick makes for such a beautiful... Get out. Yeah, mods. She can't be funnier than me. She's not allowed to be funnier than me. Kill her. She's in chat. Well, guess what? You ain't loser. Mods, kill him.
Makes them more interesting on the whole.
Mods, unban him and kill him again.
No different here.
And then unban him and then kill him again. Anyway, Toast Factory.
At number 4, now we're getting to the truly flawless tracks of the game. Starting with the cult classic Toad's Factory.
Okay, at least you're not being weird about Toast Factory. Okay.
At long last, the most requested retro track to...
Okay, I need to preemptively time out Alfonso. Anytime, the stage gets brought up, I just have to get rid of Alfonso. For 5 minutes. She just rage baiting. Alfonso just rage baiting. There's too many rage baiting women in my community. I need to sort that out. They're sat in the estrogen, man.
Return has finally arrived again with this game, and unlike so many other Wii remakes over the years, it is just as beautiful as it once was.
I agree.
Probably even more so. Or well, okay, the fact that the crates on this straightaway have been replaced with coins kinda sucks, and the final ramp is a bit
I'm a bit more okay with that because, again, I think the chaos, it's one of those things where they actually removed a bit of chaos, and I'm okay with it because, again, because remember, they scaled the track down. I don't know if you guys know, I show it in my cup ranking, but like the track is literally, they took a track that was made for 12 players, put 24 in there, and we're like, why did you do that? Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm okay with them removing the boxes personally.
Now, but if you look at everything else, it's pretty much a perfect example of a course that stays true to the original.
I do miss the big jump
it's
though.
Still a chaotic item factor, with tons of conveyor belts and hydraulic presses to be wary about. And even in spite of being so faithful, it still manages to inject some more technical platforming into the layout, particularly at the end of the
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that.
There's really not much else to say. It's still a legend of a track. However, it's not the best retro course in the game. That honor has to go to Shy Guy Bazaar, opening...
Okay, well, you guys know how I feel about this one. You guys know how I feel about this one. Alright.
Up the top 3. This one manages to hit all of the marks and almost even more.
I don't think it's that good. I don't know, guys.
Arabian Desert Market aesthetic is already one of the most vibrant and stunning in all of gaming for me. And while I was initially worried that the change to daytime would remove some of the original charm, it honestly makes it even more beautiful and lively here.
I don't know, I think it removes some of the charm.
And even then, you can still play it at night, so who cares? And the technicality is through the roof. You can not only grind on top of the tents in the plaza, but you can even enter the bazaar from the sidelines by jumping toward the rope and then breezing past the rooftop alley.
I mean, it's okay, I guess. I mean, it would have been nice if there was maybe some Shy Guys up here.
They didn't need to do any of this at all, but I'm so happy they did. Even the straightaway at the end, which I thought was a little boring originally, has been made more engaging. If only they went even further though. See, this could have very well been my favorite track in the whole game.
Yeah, but like, is there maybe too many rails? I don't know. I think there's maybe a bit too many. I don't know.
This close.
Ever consider that?
Because there's actually also a second route through the track, where you drive through Daisy's Palace.
I don't know, are you cheating, Albert? Maybe you're cheating because you're including the Daisy Palace version as well, which I think is against the rules, personally. Yeah, I do make up the rules if you're wondering, chat. It's me, I make up the rules.
And while it's not as technical as the main variant, it's still super cool. Although, unfortunately, it's not available by default. Only if you play it in versus mode and derive from Airship Fortress or Wario Stadium. And that's really sad. It would have really helped to make this course even more engaging as a second lap. And because of the way it all also ends in you driving backwards for the bazaar, maybe it could have also been used as an excuse to have the final lap be the first one backwards. Oh well, maybe in a future update, if Nintendo would be so kind.
Maybe in a future update. Albert, did you forget you were a Nintendo fan? Nintendo don't do that unless they're making the game worse, am I right?
In silver, we have the Great Question Block.
Great question, but yeah, good spot. Hey, I rate this, I fuck with this.
There is only a total of
one of the best new nitros to do it.
This course has, and that's the name is really fucking stupid.
Okay, I agree. Actually, you know what, fair, no, it's based. Based. One good charge. Another good charge. Another good charge. I actually agree. It should be called the Great Question Ruins or the Great Block Ruins or something. What? Great Question Block just doesn't roll off the tongue. Honestly.
Good thing that doesn't matter one.
It should have called Toadette Sky. Okay, you're wrong again. Okay, you know. All right, you know. Charge is gone. Okay, Little Miss Daisy Sanctum. Get the fuck out of here. All right.
Playing though, because oh my, has this got to be one of the coolest set pieces ever for a course. I mean, you're racing through an abandoned sky temple themed around these question marks.
It's neat, isn't it?
It's shiny and exciting, and the layout has a ton of verticality and split roads. And technicality-wise, it's probably at the very top in terms of complexity. The fact that it's not number one is only a testament to how goated the track selection is in this game. Even the music, while maybe a bit too whimsical, perfectly captures the feeling of tourism.
One count of rage baiting?
Through the most magnificent ruins you've seen. It's just that the best course in the game is even better. And now, for my favorite track in the game, that has without a doubt...
What have we got left? Chat, what the fuck? What do we have left? I don't know, tell me.
It's got to be Dry Bones Burns.
Dry Bones, okay.
I did not have any expectations at all going into this. If I had to explain in layman terms what...
Number one, you know? It's good, but this good? Shit.
Makes this course so mesmerizing, see it as this game's equivalent to Ninja Hideaway. I don't even like lava themes that much, but this track combines it with a vibe.
See, I love how Albert has a good take, but still manages to throw in like, yes. Because like I love lava themes in video games. Generally, they tend to be like the game's way of saying, we're gonna get serious now. We're gonna get super. It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot, and it's getting hot in here. You know, like, and I like that because it means the game's getting harder.
Vibrant Mexican-inspired aesthetic, making it so much more colorful and unique. Layout-wise, the whole track is pretty much always made up of a higher...
Lava themes are a cheap way to raise the stake. hey, Albert, what if I locked you in a room? Would that be a cheap way of raising the stakes? Oh, can't get out of the room. But must use the key to lock the door. That's cheap. That's cheap, Missy. That's cheap. No.
Allowing for each lap to feel distinct from one another, which already is a good start. But even within those levels, you have split paths as well, and oftentimes you can alternate between them. And they didn't cheap out on technicality either. There's still plenty of rail grinding and wall jumping sections too to be had. Oh yeah, and all of this is happening while you're driving on the massive skeleton remains of a huge dry bones. Honestly, this could very well be my new favorite track in the series. I'm not going to celebrate just yet on that, but considering it has no problems and everything it does makes me happy, I wouldn't rule that out. Although honestly, the top 3 of this ranking are all equally flawless to me. And even the music, to a lesser extent, sounds like it's inspired by Megalovania from Undertale at times.
Can't say I hear it personally, but whatever you say, Albert, whatever you say.
Although for some reason, no one else seems to agree with me.
No, can't, no. Absolutely not, no.
I don't know, give it a listen. I assure you I'm not hallucinating.
No, trust me, I've played a lot of Megalovania. I know how it sounds off the top of my head. I'm not getting any vibes off that, no, I'm sorry.
Without a doubt, there was no way that this track wouldn't be number 1. And so there you have it. That is my full ranking of all 30 to 31 courses in Mario Kart World.
I will give you this, Albert. Even after all these years, Albert, even though, you know, it's been was it at least a year now since we first crossed paths. Even after all this time, you still managed to post a tier list, which if someone joined my Discord you still managed to post a list where if someone joined my Discord and posted this, they'd get banned instantly. So, you know, I don't know how you manage that consistently, but good job.
And holy cow, am I burnt out after all of this.
Okay, let's copy. I don't even spell anymore. I'm just there's.
This has got to be the most ambitious video I've made in a long time, and hopefully you all enjoyed watching this ranking unfold. I know a lot of you in the comments are gonna say that it's too early to make this video, but honestly, I use tracks above and beyond, so I think it was fair for me to make this video.
I don't know, Albert. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, I'll be honest with you. I don't know about that, Albert.
But what is your favorite?
In all fairness, though, if I will give some compliments, I do think you've managed to come up with some really good analyses, despite the time frame in which you've made this video. So it is. So even though I've been saying you only played each track once, I don't think it's as. Actually, I'll only finish before I get my thoughts. I'll leave finish.
Track in Mario Kart World. Did you agree with me or not? Let me know in the comment section down below what your ranking is. And if you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, as I make even more Mario Kart videos. And follow me on my Discord server, Greenpipe City,
I'm already in there.
on Twitter and Patreon for more updates.
Twitter sucks. Well, actually, hang on. What is in your Twitter? What memes have you got? If you, I'm not gonna lie, but if you have dumb memes, I'm adding a charge. Okay, you need some hot shit. Okay, what have you got for us? I can't. I don't know what this is, Albert. This is not English. This is not English. Warrior Land 4 Pizza Tower guy. Swiftjar. Dog. Share an opinion. Like, my Luigi Brother ship might be superior to Bowser's inside store, but not by a particularly slim margin neither. That was in December, Albert. What the fuck, man? Hey, what's your... You can't... Listen, you can't shoot your Twitter and have no tweets. Like, you literally... The PS5 has more games than you have tweets. Literally. Like, what's happening right now? What's happening? Even I've got more tweets than you. I don't even fucking tweet on this machine. I don't know, who do I believe? Even I'm doing more tweets than you are. What's going on? Tweet game whack. That's another charge. Okay, that's another charge.
See you all soon. Until next time.
Either way, okay, so now's my closing thoughts. I will say that I think Castle was about to say it, but yeah, I will say while this video was definitely harmed by the fact that you rushed it out for the algorithm, eh, Albert? I would say the analysis was relatively good. I mean, I would say it's better than Bandy's because we only got Bandy's to compare it to. While I don't think it suffered as hard as Bandy's did, I still think it suffered. And I think it's a bit unfortunate that you didn't take a little bit longer to refine some more takes and have a couple more sleeps on it. But I will say the video was still relatively enjoyable nonetheless, you know? I never still feel the same about these tracks did when they first came out to a lesser extent. I don't know. Are you just saying that to cope? I don't know. I don't know, Albert. I don't know. Porque no los dos. But either way, gamers, Albert, we've had our yucks, but I think it's fair to say, guys, round of applause, right, chat? Round of applause. It was a fun watch. It wasn't boring. An Albert video is never boring. So round of applause, gamers. Round of applause. And you guys know what to do, okay? You guys know what to do. Alright, she might be an algorithm Andy, but she's Albert Boris, okay? There you go. Go subscribe if you haven't already. Without further ado, gamers, let's have a look at some, Let's have a look. Of course we'll have a look. One person mentioned Albert Boris. What a narcissist, Albert. Holy. One person mentioned Albert Boris, yeah? Unreal. Die, but that's another charge. That's another charge. It's not every day you see someone with GT and no D2. Oh, fair. Moon Meadows over Bowser Castle. Classic. Now rank every intermission. Albert, could you kill this guy? Albert, could you do me a favor and kill this guy? Could you kill this guy? Anybody asking for intermissions is banned. Isn't the person game mentioned not editable? No, it's editable. It's definitely editable. It's definitely, shut up. Why can I beat most of Airstream Force but do nothing? She says she put Sky Sunday in A tier. Okay, can you kill this person as well? I feel like the baby cats being part of Mario games, yeah, they only have one dedicated track. For Mario Kart 1, the music part style course would have been perfect. With multiple paths. I mean, just bring back Baby Park. Babies don't need another track. I better see Dry Bones high up there. Fuck yes. Classic video person has to agree with them. Didn't even give him a heart neither. Yeah, classic. Yeah, no, Albert, you have to kill him. You have to kill him, Albert. People actually fall off his guys like Whistle Top Summit. Oh look, it's a Starlight downvote. I'm downvoting Starlight. Okay. Actually, no, Starlight agrees with me. Therefore, upvote. Actually. What else have we got? Can't wait. Okay, Albert, can you delete this guy as well? I'm gonna delete this guy, delete this guy, delete this guy, delete this guy. Musty's gonna. Hey, delete him, 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 delete him. Listen, 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 listen. I can't, listen, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like these people. Okay, hang on. And okay, when people do it now at Boris' comment section, it's not that bad. Unironically though, when people go to like some random fuck off guy, guys, I can't wait for Musty. I want to kill him. I actually want to kill him. With Albert, it's fair. I cover Albert a lot. You can expect me to cover Albert. Same with Biff, right? When I see this shit out in the wild, I want to go up to the crate and be like, give me a sword. Give me a sword. Give me a sword. I want to kill him. Can I kill him? Can I kill him? I just want to kill him. I just want to kill him. I actually want to kill him. Top, actually ranking every annoying comment archetype of comment I ever get. The video spoiled gamers. This is number one. 100%. That is number one. That is number one. Do you know what number two is, chat? Wow, Musty, I wasn't expecting to see you here. Oh, do you mean I commented on a channel of someone I'm subscribed to? Yeah, it's a crossover episode. I use YouTube too, motherfucker. Get out of here. What's number three? I need to remember what number three is. Oh, it's Landon? Fucking Landon as well? I feel like Bowser's Castle was snubbed here. Well, it might not be the most exciting layout. The fun of clouds are just being cosmetic instead of a hazard. Even as some cool hazards, I feel like the track's chaos factor and technical routes are superb. I agree. I'll skim the rest, but yeah, I agree. You know what, Landon? Fair. I'm making F to classic F to kill him as well. Kill him. Just don't ever give me a sword up. I'd kill half these comments if it was me. Oof. Full stop. Seeing airship this like hurts my soul. You're reasoning that skipping around the easy route started sound. I disagree. I don't think it's sound at all. I think it's a poor reasoning if you ask me. But hey, I'll make sure it's not around 100. I saw someone do that Odyssey at the Central. I replied saying you probably wouldn't react, only for me to eat crow when you did. Okay, I apologize for. I want to retroactively apologize for that cast from because I don't want to let someone like that win. I once got called out on Odyssey Central's community post for being the Sir Musty editor. I'm actually so. You know what, Sponge? I'm not gonna credit you. Sponge, I'm not gonna credit you anymore. Okay? I'm not gonna credit. That's that. I'm so sorry. I'm actually so sorry, man. Oh man, hey, it's the guy that edits for Super. Hey, how's it going? Okay, that's my third one, chat. That's my third one. Musty's gonna have a field day with this. I already forgot what the second one was, and the third one is whenever someone gets called Sir Musty's blank. I shared on Discord. You should send it to me. That's diabolical. I'll be real with you. That's diabolical. I'm so sorry, Sponge. Oh no, hang on. Odyssey Central, that reminds me. Do you know what number 4 is? It's when I watch one of your videos, Odyssey Central, and then someone goes, but you said Sir Musty wrong. Hey, Odyssey, kill him. No, give me a sword. I'll kill him for you. I'll kill him, okay? They don't understand us. They don't understand this weird back and forth we have. Anyway, let's continue. I'm about to watch this one I shouldn't have because I don't know everything in the game yet. Oh, classic Toxic Joshua. That classic. Kucha Beach could have been much more cooler with the beach concert theme. Only redeeming quality is the music. I mean, I still think it's good. Oh, okay, can I kill him as well? My only problem with Dry Bones Burnout is an issue with the tracks. Due to the tracks teasing us, which could be a fun costume idea. Oh, true, actually. A giant Dry Bones skull is painted for Dia de los Muertos, and yeah, they didn't give him a costume. Yeah, no, delete this guy. He's an Odyssey Central plant. Okay? Sonic Speedway is basically Amsterdam Drift, but better. I don't agree. Kill him as well. So I replied to me on a Scott Stash video, a man of the musty. Okay, guys, I need to stop making. Do I just stop making content? I don't know. Do you know what it is? The idea that someone knows any one of you guys because of me, like, hurts me. I don't know why. The idea of someone going up to you, Matthew Smart, and going, "Oh man, you're the Sir Musty guy. You're the Sir Musty." Hey, that kills me. Get him out of here. All right. Weirdly enough, it doesn't hurt when that happens to me. When someone does that to me, that doesn't annoy me. Like when someone, if someone says, "Oh, you're that guy that just fucking hates Arlo," that hasn't happened yet. But let's say someone going around, I'm like, "Yeah, I am the guy that hates Arlo," and I'll hate on him some more. Okay, I am the Odyssey Central reaction channel. I am Shafrillis Productions too. All right, I don't mind when it happens to me. When it happens to one of you guys, though, I'm hurting for you. Oh, anyway, let's continue reading a bit. Shit belongs in G. Classic Shafrillis reference. Therefore, Stairs intermission tracks in Open feel more competent racetrack than Shell Cup Peach Stadium. True! I'm not voting that one. I agree with it. Albert Musty putting one of two of the worst tracks in the game in the Can I delete that one as well? I recognize you from Musty. Okay, that doesn't seem that bad to me. Because like, oh, it's just someone, they've seen you from somewhere else. That, do you know what it is? That doesn't seem that bad to me. That doesn't seem that bad to me. It's the spongy one feels like shit to me. You're so Musty's editor. Like, no, that's Spongy 654. Stop it, okay? He's his own guy. Oh man, God, I found a fellow shy guy, bizarre lover. I mean, I think I like it. I just don't think it's that good. Just don't think it's that good. It's about a statue doesn't do anything. It's because it isn't a statue. It's a clown. Well, actually. I've had multiple of my friends in this live chat, which is a funny experience. That must be a weird. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Where like someone, I'm just imagining if I was like in a live chat and I saw Twilight Mew in there. Check my DMs. Hang on. Pause. No, hang on. Pause. Okay, hang on. I'm hiding my screen. Hang on. I don't want to spoil this. Alright, no, hang on, no. This is Spongy's comment. I guess my nitpick. So this is Odyssey Central's comment. My nitpick is extremely nitpicky. Okay, so he obviously, I imagine this was an Odyssey Central thread where he's like, give me your nitpicks, give me your nitpicks for something, right? So then, guys, hold, peep the name. Peep the, it's one of our own. It's one of our own. It's not even some random guy. It's he's literally in the Discord. It's one of our own. And he needs to watch his back. We need to watch. Next time I see him in chat, gamers, yell at me. Snitch, chat. Chat. There is an EPB. I am putting out an EPB on Rat Sausage. I'm putting an EPB on Rat Sausage. Next time he chats in chat, at me, chat. Snitches get promoted, okay? At So Musty in the chat. So Musty, there he is. No, honestly, next time you see him, it's on site, okay? It's on site. Anyway, let's read a couple more comments, shall we? Hey, Honest Central, you gotta kill him, okay? You gotta kill him. Oh man. That would mercy. Oh, was it the?
Almost makes me
literally. I don't know. It's just weird seeing a different Albert Boris pose. Just weird. I don't know. It caught me by surprise. It's literally the. Literally. Oh man, it's brilliant. Alright, let's see. What's this order? Peach Stadium, Desert Hills, Koopa Trooper, fuck yeah, now. I'm not reading any more of this. What's number one? Bowser. Okay, you know what? Bowser, stop sitting. That's fine. You're not fair. Fair. 29, and your opinion has already been discussed. Hey, Albert, kill him! No, okay, this time I'm not joking. This time I'm actually not joking, chat. You have to kill these people. These people you actually have to kill. Alright, when someone just straight up admits, I didn't watch the rest of the video. You could go. I'm okay if someone says, when I upload mine, KTB's too high. KTB, opinion. Get him. Actually kill him right now. I want to see it in real time. Kill him. I stopped watching because top 3 worst archetype of comments in existence. Kill him. He has to go. Bruce is a huge amount of wasted potential. I agree with this. If I didn't have to drive through a popcorn machine or that, I think this is like my water park, chat. Boost Cinema is my water park. I just wish it was better. I just wish it was better, honestly. I have to replay a lot of these. Acorn Heights is one of the best tracks, if not the best. Okay, rule card. I'm so happy Birdo finally gets her own track. I mean, technically it's called Salty Speedway, not Birdo Speedway, so yeah, it's kind of how it is, really. I think I've seen this was certainly a ranking. That just. For me, do you know what it is? It's more funnier reading the non-hearted comments, because those are ones where even Albert was like... Good lord. There's actually no... Super Mario Pro, aka Jesus Follower. That's not very holy of you, brother. That's not very holy of you. I'm going to hell because I'm downvoting this. Close to 11k. Wait, where are you? 11.5. Shit, I was growing. I was growing hard. Finally, finally, gamers. Someone gave it. Finally, someone agrees with me. I've been looking for years, and no one's been listening to me. Finally, someone said. Oh, I love. You know what? I love Albert Boris comments now. This game's equivalent of League of Hideaway. You already had that. It's Peach Stadium Shell Cup, even in the same tier. I respect the top 5, but Desert Hills of Airship Fortress and Warrior Shipyard just feels cursed. Lol. Do you know what? Fair. Pokey Miguel, he's one of our own. Pokey Miguel, I like him. Oh, I recognize this guy as well. I'm recognizing. We have too much crossover. I hate this. Why don't I recognize so many people? I don't like it. Nice list. Here's mine. Okay, default Dan. DK pass. Star view's a little too high, but okay. Kuba. Okay, no, fair. You know, fair. Fair. You know, no, fellow KTB fan. I like it. But he's got Boo Cinema and S though. I don't know. No, he's still got KTB. Listen, he's a KTBer. He's a KTBer, okay? He's a KTBer. I think I've seen that all there is to see. Either way, gamers, I think we've had a fun second stop on our course ranking world tour. There's Albert Boris, gamers. You know what to do, okay? You know what to do when you see Albert Boris, okay? When you see Albert Boris, you subscribe. That's how it goes. And we'll leave it there. I already said my thoughts. Oh, and just to clarify, your final list of charges are you've accumulated 3 good charges. 1 of that ramp that I hate. 1 of not spoiling the track with the music in the case of Boo Cinema. 1 good charge of crazy take, but I fuck with it in the case of Starview Mid. With like how slanderous you went with it. Even I wouldn't do that. But you got 2 counts of minor spelling mistake you lose with Legacy and Chaotic. 4 counts of slander with SNES, BC2, and KTB. 1 charge of Go Play God of War, which is Anti-Line Depths. 1 charge of Millennial Humor, which was that fucking pun at the end. And then 8 felony charges of lying with Airship Fortress, Bowser Castle, DK Spacewalk, Desert Flats, City Track slander at some point. This just whole ass quote, and then Peach Beach. And then 1 felony charge of lying by omission because you just completely forgot to reference the 3rd lap of Peach Beach. Your sentence, Albert Boris, is you need to do a live stream where you do Knockout Tour, and I'll be the person that joins, and I'll get to bully the streamer for once. For once, I want to be the guy that bullies the streamer. So you need to stream some Mario Kart World so that I can join your lobby, and I can squish you, I can red shirt, I can be the one that goes, yeah, fuck the stream, yeah, streamer, yeah. Because it happens to me so much, and I hate it. So that's your charge, okay? Either way, we'll leave it there, chat. That was fun. Or stream God of War. Alternatively, you could stream God of War for 2 hours. There you go. Oh man, will this be a Musty reaction? All the course ranking ones are going to be on Musty, so don't worry about it. I'll get the editors on it. Your sentences rank the top 10 intermissions. Actually sounds like a fun idea, actually. Musty, you have to bag. Okay, I'm not bagging. Okay, I'm not bagging. All right, get to bed, Albert. Get to bed. All right, get to bed, you silly goose.